Teachers should be prepared, well prepared. We have to train our teachers time to time. AI will help identify each student's strengths, my teaching and learning gaps, and the pace of learning.
Okay, so we were talking about experiential learning, and because you, as a leader, make sure that is happening and what changes are need to be brought. But there are, many parents who still talk about marks, who still talk about textbooks. So how you make sure, like how you help those parents to understand the value of experiential learning?
Okay. So, Ruby, if we start with the, experiential learning is nowadays not cannot be separated from the marks, from the textbooks. It's a very integral part of our school teaching learning process. And it is not today, it is from ages we are doing this. So we ensure that students learn by doing, exploring, and reflecting on their experiences. And then we can prepare them for the marks also. So if we talk about our practices, what we do, how we do it, that parents don't come with the complaints and children don't lose the marks as well as not losing the interest in academics. So what we do, teachers regularly use hands-on activities, experiments, demonstrations, and subject-based projects to make learning meaningful. Project based learning, if we talk about again across all the grades, it's not specifically 11th or 12th, it is all the grades. We have to practice this. And it helps the students to apply classroom concepts to the real world situation. The parents are also happy in that then. Then we organize, as I told you earlier, also we organize field trips and excursions, community outreach programs, industrial visits, which provide authentic learning experience to the children.
Very true, ma'am.
Then students participates in role plays like this is especially if I talk about SST. So SST, how they will remember it. The chapter which we are teaching in April, say, and they have to appear for exam in next March or Feb, then how they will remember it by doing what they will do, how much they will do them on the map. So what we encourage children to do a role plays in the classroom. And for that, we have created a system. It is not one day I'm just as a teacher, I'm liking, okay, let's do it, a role play, let's, play SST, some, you can say a play and giving role. No, for that, from so many years, we have created G6 groups. The class is always divided into groups.
Okay.
Like G6 means the whole class will be divided into 6 groups and there will be a leader. So whenever any subject teacher is planning to have any activity, is planning to have any role play or debate or case studies, so just within a 5 minutes, we call the group leaders. Okay, sit with your group leaders. Okay, divide yourself according to G6. So suddenly they know the chart is there, the list is there. They will, sit in the group. They will decide and they will plan at home and one by one they will present. So most of the time, whatever we do the group activities. And for that, we have created G6 groups with the leader. Then they plan, they divide their roles, and they understand the concept. Same with, and Ruby, what different we are doing? We practice C activity, subject enrichment activity. Like again, I'm teaching a chapter. So it is mandatory for all the teachers to do it with the group activity also. The children have to present the topics, and that is called C activity, subject enrichment activity. First, you will teach, then children will present. So,
That's wonderful idea, ma'am, I must say, because
Mm.
children learn more about what they are doing as compared to what they are
Yes.
learning.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
that's
if we talk about science, math, language, social science, we provide opportunity for inquiry based learning and experimentation. So, that is important nowadays.
yeah, ma'am. And when we talk about experiential learning, and your itself is talking about, having these labs also, robotics lab, AI lab. Nowadays, schools are investing in maker space, or you can say hands-on environment or innovation. Because if we want to do something, we are giving that environment also to the students. But at the same time, just want to understand from the leader perspective how we make sure all those things are happening. Let's suppose we have make different stations, so how we will make sure how we can incorporate that into our regular curriculum, if you can help me understand with that.
Can you just repeat your question once again?
For example, you have the makerspace lab. So in
Hmm.
the makerspace lab, you have carpentry also, you have woodwork also, then you have robotics AI is also there, then you
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
virtual reality is also there,
Hmm.
you have you can say other design and thinking is also there, for example
Hmm.
laser cutting machines or 3D printing is also there. So
Hmm.
how you make sure all those station students are learning together, and like how you will divided it into, how you will implement that curriculum.
Okay, so you mean that space lab and other labs in school?
Huh.
How, as a
Yes.
school leader, I would implement the space lab as a structured learning ecosystem rather than just a physical facility. You mean
Yes.
that? So, according to this structured learning ecosystem rather than a physical facility, my focus would be on curriculum integration and teachers prepared. How we prepare the teacher. Teachers should be prepared, well prepared, and student engagement and measurable learning outcomes. So, if we talk about this one, what called space lab, if we talk, so
Hmm.
we establish a clear vision, clear objective, align with STEM education, innovation, and of course, yes, that what they want to teach to the 21st century skill, what kind of skill they are going to, define in this learning. So define how the space lab will support inquiry based experiential learning across different levels. That's very important. We should be clear. First, we all, me and then my teachers, and then only we can deliver it. So that's again. And if we talk about integrate space lab activities with the science, maths, technology, geography, it can be developed. So how? Because we have to again design a curriculum for that. It is not that every time I can give a specific period for that, but it should be with the lesson and your lesson planning. The teacher's lesson planning should be like this, that we can align it, as I told you, that there should be a structured learning ecosystem.
Okay, so you mean to say that, for example, you're talking about space lab, so you club it with your regular subject, and then your regular teachers, let's suppose they want to teach, for example, motion in physics, then they will
Hmm.
go to the space lab and they'll
Hmm.
practically implement it, right?
Hmm.
So is there that you are having one separate space lab teacher also, or it's your teacher only taking care about?
See, this is what we have to train our teachers time to time. The same teacher, the science teacher who was teaching earlier, now
Hmm.
she will only take over this also. We have assistants, we have lab attendant. They are helping, the teacher. But main, the content will be delivered by the same teacher because we
Okay.
have to align both the things because the child has to perform in CBSE exam also. The
Hmm.
child has to do the experience, learn the, skill also in the classroom. So the same teacher, but the teacher training is important for that. Again, we have to train the same resource. This
Okay.
is all about that how we train our available resources. It is
Mhm.
CBSE is not saying that you buy new resources. You have to align your existing resources. You have to use them in a best way. You have to find out the talents of your teachers, your students, your department. Then only this will happen. Otherwise, if we'll go on hiring new and new people, there this is endless. So we have to train the current resources.
Oh, got it. So it's like implementation will be possible when our own teacher will also be aware,
They are
because we cannot.
strengthened. When the yes, we strengthen their caliber and their talent.
Thank you so much. So now next question is, let's suppose right now we're talking about both the things. We are talking about marks also. We are talking about experiential learning. So we are parallelly, all two
Balancing
things
both the
we have,
things.
in the
Balance.
sync, right? So for example, if we talk about the coming future, so what happen if the marks will disappear? So how we can, measure the success, or you can say measure the learning of any student, whether the student is actually learning and growing, if marks is not in the agenda.
Very good question. So you mean how will assess the child, right?
Yeah.
It should go fast because nowadays, if already it is there,
Hmm.
means no degree as such. You have seen so many children, those who are not even able to complete their 12th, grade 12, but still they are doing so amazingly in the field of innovation, in the field of entrepreneurship. So skill will help them. So our, now we should train the children for more skill rather than marks oriented learning. It is not after 10 years or it is there. Till now also we have to train the children for some skill. And now this is the time when the children should talk about that they should make their passion or their profession, because from passion also they can earn money. We have to teach them how to utilize what they have, and then only we can do this only by the developing by the skills amongst the children.
Definitely, ma'am. And ma'am, you must have seen a drastic change after COVID, right? And even things are changing very, you can say, rapidly or very fast, because
Mm.
technology is growing day by day. So as
Mm.
an educator, because you talk a lots about and you research about what things will be ahead. So how you imagine the future of the school industry after, you can say, after 6 years or after 10 years, how the things are going to change?
Means how we have to align with AI, you mean?
Oh, you can say that, or you can say how things right now. If we talk about, if we compare about today classroom and after before 5 or 6 year, a complete change is there in the classroom things. Right. So similarly, how
See,
do you think the things will be changed, or you can say a better infra will be there after 5 years, or you can say a better marks will slowly will be removed from the,
disappeared.
yeah, disappeared, or you can say teachers will be having more confidence as compared to now, because things will come from the experience and the practice also.
Yes, very true, Ruby. If you talk about this, that how do I can say after AI is there, especially if we take the example of AI, after technology, how do I think about my school, where my school will be, and what changes I have to bring in my school system? So I believe AI will become a powerful weapon for us, and personalized competency based learning will be there more. And however, AI will not replace the teachers. This I'm
Of
just telling
course.
everyone, they
Hmm.
cannot replace, but
That's
we
not
have
possible,
to,
ma'am, because human intervention should be there.
but we have
Otherwise, how
to,
you will make sure?
yes, we have to train the teacher, and then it will empower them to be more effective facilitator and mentors, I think so. So
So what?
AI will help identify each student's strength. That is going to help me as a teacher. My learning means my teaching and learning gaps, which I'm not able to sometimes able to find out now, but AI will help me to identify each child's gap between the learning and teaching and the pace of learning. And students will learn. Students will receive more customized learning pathways and targeted to support, because when I will identify the problem, I will give them the right medicine, I can say, and then it will help the child as well as me, where I'm struggling sometimes, because I go with one pace of teaching, but
Hmm.
every student is different, their learning pace is different, but AI can help me to identify that also. So AI tools will provide real life or real time feedback on assessment, on children's strength, talent, and teachers will spend less time on routing, grading, and more time for supporting the student for their growth. I think so.
Definitely, definitely, ma'am. And ma'am, as a leader, what plans you do have, what changes you are going to bring in your school in next 1 or 2 years. What are the new things you want to integrate in your schools? It
See,
can be any infra related, it can be any, you can say, new infrastructures, or any new learnings, or any new labs, or any, you can say, new system, or you can say a different teachers. So what you are thinking?
See, if we again, I'm telling you that teachers will remain same, but we have to empower them. We have to train them. We have to provide a system where they can learn. We have to give them, some time to learn and cope up with the things. And then, of course, yes, next 5 year, as I told you earlier, also that. AI will transform education by making learning more personalized, adaptive, data driven, and students will receive as well as customized learning support based on their individual needs. But here again, you are saying that how I will ensure that, this is all happening. then of course, yes, we have to create many more labs in our schools. Like earlier, only we have computer lab, robotic labs, Atal lab, science, all three labs are there. But now more experiential learning labs should be there. Means every subject, resource room, what we call it, now we have to turn into the labs.
Design and thinking process
Design
kind of,
thinking,
where we can
everything,
integrate.
till now we have resource rooms. We have SST resource room, we have English resource room, language resource room, everything we have resource, and the labs, 5 6 labs which are there. But now we have to create a lab for every subject where the children can explore and learn, and then of course they can design their future according to their wishes.
Okay, so your roadmap is clear, the labs as well as the teacher empowerment, because
Two things.
alone lab will not able to do anything if teachers are
No.
not empowered.
Yes. Teachers,
Definitely,
first thing we have to, before bringing the labs, we have to empower.
the
This is
teachers.
what agenda
Because
like.
their mindset should change. It's a complete mindset shift you're talking about.
Yes.
Those teachers who used to, tease about the normal subject, now you're talking about the creativity in everything. So it's a complete mindset. It's a, huge demand from our side as well and from the teacher side. Definitely, ma'am.
Yes, yes. The teachers have to become the students. Then only we can
Yes,
bring a change, because we,
definitely.
even everybody has to learn. We are in the process, into the learning, and then only the system will be. We can run the system in the school. Otherwise, without the training of the staff, you bring whatever infrastructure you want to bring. It is, school is not only for infrastructure. School is more for teachers, because the same those same resources can be converted into, as a high tech resource room. You provide the technology. If I don't know how to run, how to use, how to teach, what is the benefit?
Definitely, ma'am. It's not about providing the technology only. It is about how beautifully you can implement that. That
And
is
that
more
is only,
important.
yes, that is only possible with the help of the teachers.
Definitely. Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
And I guess we have, learned a lot from you, and I'm sure that it is going to help a lots of other, audience as well, who want to implement such kind of things in the school, who will, watch this episode. Definitely it's going to help them. Now we have a 2 minutes quick rapid fire round. Without thinking, just, you need to answer.
Okay.
It is, so the first is marks or mindset?
Mindset.
Okay. Knowledge or application?
Application.
Textbook or experience?
Experience.
Okay. Discipline or curiosity?
Curiosity.
But like, I have heard that discipline should also be there, then only child
When there
will
is a curiosity, I will be automatically, there will be a, inner desire of learning something. So how I can be indisciplined? If I don't like something, I will do this and that, and then I will create indiscipline. So I feel that curiosity is there, that will lead me towards, because I'm curious to know. So I have to discipline my things. My personal observation is this.
one skill every child should develop.
I think so. Anything which a child can do by hands,
Okay, it's
anything,
hands on.
hands they should
Okay.
use, and that will help them to, grow in life. That work can be anything, but if some skill you have learned by hands, this is my personal thinking. So I know, for example, I know how to cook, I can make it my life. How to
And then
stitch,
you'll not able to forget that because you didn't remember that. You have learned that by doing.
by
Definitely.
doing. So on hand experience learning is this only, by hand. If I will do something by hands, I will never forget in my life. So that can go with me, and nobody will be able to take it. So
Definitely. Along with that, the final question is, if some parent, if a parent is watching this episode and remember only one thing about experiential learning, so how they can remember, okay, this is, Sarita ma'am have, suggested, okay, this is the experiential learning.
let the children decide the future. Parents should not force them to adapt what they want to become. Means sometimes I've seen the parents are forcing the children to become this and that. If by force I will do some work, the output will not be what I'm looking for. So let them explore, let them design their future, give them, some kind of experience, and let them, decide what they want to become. But give them 100%, 100% support should be there from parents' side.
Definitely, ma'am. And thank you so much for beautifully explaining this. And thank you so much for sharing your insight and experience with us. Now, before closing, my final questions, or you can say the last thing, if you had to recommend one school leaders or the educator whose voice you believe more people should hear, who would that be?
APJ Abdul Kalam.
Okay.
Or you are
We are
talking
talking, no, I'm talking about from the school community so that we can, discuss who you think that, their experience is much better and they have implemented any good thing.
means
It can
sorry.
be from your school itself, anyone who have the experience.
I feel that our chairman
Okay.
and our directors, they have vision for education. And
Mhm.
what nowadays CBSE is talking, they were discussing with us from like internship, if you talk about that we should give exposure. We have already implemented in our school. If we talk about green vision, this is there in our system from last 50 years. So we every time we ask the children to plant a sapling on birthdays, Ryan children are supposed to donate one plant. So already we are talking out. We were aware about the problem and we are giving the training to the children like this. So look at their vision. They're so far ahead of what people are talking now. They have already designed their vision like this. And community service, if you talk about that, we have to think about our surroundings, community. So already community outreach programs are very much part of our teaching and learning. So I feel our mentors, our chairmen, our directors, they have a very strong and large vision for India's education.
Definitely, ma'am. And with your help, maybe someday we'll have the podcast with one of your director or chairman also, and we'll would
Yes.
love to listen their views, point of views as well. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Sarita ma'am. Thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you.
I'll share the further details with you.
Yes. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
ma'am.